the summer of 2005, just before Hurricane Katrina, the Golden Eagles Intertribal Society applied for and received funds from SEVA to establish a native plant garden on the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi. The chief financial officer at the time, Greg Lassen, gave us space on campus in back of the International Building to create the garden. Because our mission involves educating our university and Greater Hattiesburg communities about American Indian cultures, we decided to design the garden in a shape that is well known to Indian people, that of the medicine wheel. The garden paths face the 4 directions, with each direction represented with a certain color. Initially, there were 20 plots in the garden. Individuals who adopted plots were responsible for tending the plots. We planted an eastern red cedar tree in the center of the garden, as cedar is used by native peoples for smudging ceremonies and other purposes. But the tree toppled during Hurricane Katrina, and we replaced it with a center pole and added 4 directional poles that all flew banners with the word peace written in the languages of the many tribes of the world. In 2008, the Longest Walk 2 group, led by former American Indian Movement co-founder Dennis Banks, came through Hattiesburg on their walk from San Francisco to Washington, D.C. These people from all over the world said their prayers at our garden. They came back in 2011. When the Echo performers came to town, the Inuit storyteller sat on our garden storytelling bench and told stories from his tribe about catching whales. A group of university students from York, England helped us with the garden. Just about everybody around here has helped with our garden. In 2009, one of our dreams for the garden was realized when Joe and Merrill Willis from the Yoknapatawpha Heritage Museum in Oxford began bringing trailer loads of native plants from their own forests and from the Holly Springs and DeSoto National Forests. They were given permission to gather plants for our garden. The garden was quickly transformed into a native plant garden. Lowe's gave us tools for tending the garden and making signs. In 2012, Southern Miss Physical Plant paved the paths of the garden to make the garden accessible to individuals in wheelchairs. We drew ancient designs in the paths, put leaf prints, and wrote Choctaw words representing plants and animals and the directions and the colors of the garden paths. In November, during American Indian Heritage Month, we have a school day at the garden. School kids learn about how the Indians here have hunted rabbits with rabbit sticks, cooked in a gourd with hot rocks, made paint with red and yellow ochre. They have a hunt for tracks and food and medicine in the garden, and we end the day with a game of stickball, the little brother of war. During November, kids in Mississippi learn about Mississippi Indians, both at school and at our garden. And when we give talks about southeastern native plants and their uses for food, medicine, tools, and dyes, we get many of the plants and most all of the seeds that we bring to share with Indian tribes from our garden. You know, these plants are a very important part of our culture. They are the cane and palmetto and white oak in our baskets, the supplejack in our basket handles, the cane and elderberry in our blowguns, the arrowwood of our arrows, the hickory in our stickball sticks and rabbit sticks, the corn in our hominy, the sassafras leaves in our gumbo. They have been our medicine, our food, our building materials, our tools. These plants are a part of every aspect of our culture, and we can't forget that.